to our second session. Fortunately and unfortunately, my name is Mr. Kofi Sapon. I'm from Ghana, West Africa. I'll be chairing the second session. Quickly, we are 20 minutes late, so I'm not going to blabber too much. I'll just get on to the point straight away. Our first speaker is Nisan Ahmado. She's locally based in the DC, Washington DC, which is very good. She's a journalist, an analyst, an expert in the Middle East affairs, and she's also from Syria. She'll be talking to a beautiful woman from the Middle East. I saw her sitting at the other side, and I went to talk to her, and I was thinking, oh, why are you here? Not doing. She's actually on my thing. So thanks for coming. Please come and have the podium. Yeah.
I'm shorter, so I'm gonna do the shorter. Hi everyone. Thank you, Christina, for organizing this and giving me the chance to speak about this very important subject. So I'm gonna start speaking about the Yazidi genocide, what happened to Yazidi women, and what we can do next for healing and help them go beyond this atrocity. So to start with, I want to start with the background. Who are the Yazidis? The Yazidi are a peaceful agrarian group of people. Most of them work in farming. They have ancient roots in Mesopotamia, mainly northern Iraq and Syria. Their faith blends pre-Islamic and Abrahamic traditions, and they have survived centuries of persecution. Before 2014, when the genocide happened, about 400,000 Yazidis lived in northern and northwestern Iraq. They posed no political threat to anyone. And the attack on them was not about power. It was an attempt to erase an entire community. ISIS, which emerged from Al-Qaeda's ranks in Iraq, reorganized during the chaos of the Syrian civil war. And by 2013, they had captured major cities in Iraq and Syria, including Mosul in Iraq, and declared their so-called Islamic State. In their ideology, Yazidis were branded as infidels and devil worshippers. ISIS issued religious edicts legalizing their enslavement, rape, and executions. So on August 3rd, 2014, life for Yazidis changed forever. ISIS militants attacked Sinjar and surrounding villages. About 400,000 Yazidis fled. Tens of thousands were trapped on Mount Sinjar without food or water. It's a barren area, and they were surrounded by ISIS fighters. Many starved, others were captured or executed. In just a few days, entire villages disappeared. Thousands of men were killed. Young boys were kidnapped and trained as ISIS fighters. They called them the so-called cups of caliphate. More than 6,000 women and children were enslaved, most of them very young. Older women were executed and buried in mass graves. Before their captivity, many Yazidi women were forced to give all of their belongings to ISIS fighters, their money, gold, cell phones, and they were transported to detention centers across Iraq and Syria. Hundreds, sometimes thousands, were kept in each site. They were constantly moved from one place to another, sold and resold many times. Some Yazidi women tried to mutilate their faces to make themselves undesirable. And a lot of them committed suicide. But this didn't matter to ISIS fighters because their lives did not matter for them. Others lied about their age. They either made themselves younger or much older to avoid being sexually enslaved and sold. ISIS created a formal system of sexual slavery. Manuals were written to codify how women could be used, sold, and traded. Rape was justified as a religious duty. Pregnant women were forced into abortions under the term purification of the womb. This was not random brutality, it was an organized weapon of genocide. So in 2019, ISIS was defeated, but the suffering did not end. The most recent data shows that about 2,500 Yazidi women still missing, and also children. Yazidi survivors are still being found, and most recently they found a man and a woman freed from northeastern Syria. Many are believed to have been trafficked or remained captive in Syria and even Turkey. Some are presumed dead. Those who returned face poverty, displacement, and stigma. Most survivors still live in camps in northern Iraq where mental health support is limited. Many carry trauma that shows up as chronic illness, anxiety, depression, suicide, and self-immolation remain heartbreakingly common. For some women, captivity resulted in children born of rape. Community pressure led many to give up their children, a decision that has left deep emotional scars. Others were separated against their own will. And yet, in the middle of so much lost, Yazidi women have become a force of leadership and recovery. They are documenting crimes, preserving their culture, and rebuilding their lives. They also rebuilding their communities from the ground up. They are architects of survival, and their work is changing what recovery looks like. Women like Dr. Nagam Hassan, who also fled her village when ISIS attacked their area, treat survivors and record their testimonies. Nadia Murad, who survived captivity and turned her story into global advocacy for justice. And women like Halima and Diane, two women who now lead demining teams in Sinjar, reclaiming their homeland, one field at a time. These women remind us that resilience is not passive, it is deliberate, organized, and deeply courageous. Returning home remains extremely difficult. Many Yazidis fear going back to destroyed towns filled with landmines and memories of mass killings. Infrastructure, homes, schools, hospitals remains in ruins. The Iraqi government has passed the Yazidi female survivors law, which is a good start, but it's slow and difficult to access. Many survivors are forced to relive their trauma just to prove eligibility for reparations. Without strong institutions and mental health systems, rebuilding remains symbolic more than real. True justice for Yazidis, especially for women survivors, must go beyond punishing ISIS members. It must include supporting survival-led recovery by removing legal barriers and providing direct reparations. Extending the UNITAD work, the United Nations investigative team, to promote accountability for crimes committed by ISIS. So evidence genocide is preserved and used in international trials. building local judicial capacity in Iraq and Kurdish courts, funding Yazidi-led initiatives like Yazda Organization and Nadia's initiative, formal recognition of the Yazidi genocide by national parliaments. Justice must also be gender sensitive. ISIS targeted women because of their gender. Reparations, mental health, and education must reflect that reality. These survivors are not passive victims. They are agents of justice who are reshaping their community's future. The Yazidi genocide teaches us that violence can be systematic, but so can resilience. Justice is not only a courtroom term, it's a process of rebuilding life with dignity. It means shifting from pity to partnership, from silence to sustained action. As Yazidi women rebuild their homes, reclaim their language, and teach their children, they remind us of what endurance truly means. Our responsibility is to keep listening and to act before the world forgets again. Thank you.